Thank you very much. Dr. Rachada, I would like to ask you first one question. It is very interesting, your comparison about constitutional struggle between our two countries, Thailand and Burma. At the same time, it is also very interesting that there are two things are happening in the same country, in Japan and in Thailand. Because in Japan also democratic forces have now become government. And Thai also the democratic forces have become government. But what I can see is, even though it happened, but both new governments seem to be not very much committed in terms of helping Burma to get democracy. So, what is your idea? Is there any way that you two government can work together and share idea and to realize some kind of idea to make Burma democracy much more clear and much more valuable than that?
It would be a great picture if I can see the two ministers walking hand in hand to Burma. Of course, things can be possible. As now Japan is one of the partnership to ASEAN. We have ASEAN-Japan. This means that we commit to a lot of objectives, not only in the economic sense, but also culture, social issues, and of course about the political things as well. But if you ask me how the two countries can be more committed to the Burma democracy things, I don't have the answer. It's easier said than done. And especially when you are opposition, you can say a lot of things. But when you are part of the government, you have to think carefully. Like me, when I accept the invitation, I feel so honored that I will be here. I will do my part, not only as a representative from Thailand, but I can say something to show my concern to my Burmese friends. But I have to make several revisions on my speech because I can't be too hard on the international issue because it can be misinterpreted that I want to interfere in my neighborhood affairs. So, as I mentioned earlier, that if we commit, if we make people understand, I think the most important in democracy is participation and understanding of the citizens in the country. As long as the Thai and the Japanese sees how the military junta affect the people, how they are affected by their action, they will support. Once the support comes, the government can do a lot of things. But if there is no support, they will hesitate hesitate to make a move. Because at the end of the term, there will be next election and everyone wants to be re-elected. So if the citizens are not happy with their international policy, they will stop their policy and stay what the people say. Like me, like in Thailand now, we want to do a lot of things about Burma. We have the problem of forced labor refugees. There are over 400,000 of refugees living in the borderline, and over 2 million Burmese working in Thailand, especially in Bangkok and in the suburbs. So Burma and Thailand, we are friends. We've been friends for over 400 years through friendly time and unfriendly time. We can't separate. Thailand can't isolate Burma. We are interdependent. If Burma is affected by Nakis, Thailand is affected by Nakis too. If Burma is affected by the junta, Thailand is affected too. But how can we explain this to the Thai? If we can explain it and make them understand, and they walk to the government and say one of the policy that the Thai want to see from the government is to promote democracy in Burma. If that can become one of the top 10 public policy of the government, of course, the government will go to the press by the support.
Japan dengan Malaysia baikkan ya, ya pak, sudah kita. Taiwan yang baikkan dengan kita, ya sudah kita. Di pikiran aku bumi. Nah, ini suara apa tu lama? Suara apa lagi nama orang? Di timur jika lagi, suara apa lagi? Mama di jauh, jangan nanti belum lihat. Nego apa? Suara yang aku ambil, jangan nanti belum lihat. Ini buat yang siapa? Terus ni dia tengok ni. Suara apa ini? Betul tak? Tapi soalnya apa itu kau tahu itu dulu siapa biasa kan? Itu dulu ada kamu mesti soalnya apa? Kata tu apa hal dia? Itu dulu orang tu. Cuma mana gaya itu ini tu orang dia. Mana gaya ini yang kita ada tu apa dia? Living around. Cuma mana nanti semua ni kita sih. Hai mana yang apa yang kita ada? Kita ini sesan. Dan juga dia. Siapa mana dah tu? Ini sih tu benda ayam dari Jawa. Semua baik aku beliau. Tapi Jawa ni beliau. Jawa ni cara bersikap dia aku beliau mengajar. Lalu bagaimana ini tahu kerja? Boleh sih kalau saya ini apa apa boleh beda. Jawa aku di dalam mesej dia Jawa kita ada kerja. Aku semua apa dia semua. Jauh ada mesej dia. Ini ya mesej dia tak berjaya. Bagaimana ini kisah itu kalau orang kisah macam ni sudah dia berjaya. Itu dulu dia aku buat dia. Kerja yang mak ini tahu kan yang mak ini very good. Sudah pergi jauh lagi. Kita nak very good ni mak. One more question I would like to ask you is recently President Obama has visited the region. He just suggested to the ASEAN government to work together with Americans, like engaging at the same time maintaining sanctions. So I think if ASEAN have to work together, maybe ASEAN have to make their policy, I mean, toward some kind of take action, then just engaging. So is there any possibility that ASEAN government can cooperate with America to realize this thing?
My personal opinion, I think of course we can cooperate with the US government. But if you ask me what kind of action we can do, the US government proposed some kind of sanction in the future. But to answer what kind of sanction can we give to Burma? Like for Thailand, we are interdependent on Burma. We import forest, the hydropower, which is a major input to the industries in Thailand. Thailand is not looking for using sanction mechanism, and neither the other ASEAN countries. So what we can do is to use the carrots instead of using the stick. Maybe a positive sanction, if I can say, if you cooperate with it, we will give you more assistance or whatever that will see more positive sense. In the ASEAN Charter, we say, let me read one thing. On the proposal of ASEAN Charter, we said non-interference in the internal affairs of ASEAN member states. And we also have another proposal is to adherence to the rule of law, good governance, the principle of democracy, and constitutional government. So this is dilemma. When we want to promote democracy, promote governance within the ASEAN countries. But in another hand, we said no interference in internal affairs. And it's easy to say that we want to cooperate, we want to see democracy in Burma, but we should not interfere. So we will cooperate at the minimum level is to sign an agreement like we usually do when we have the ASEAN Assembly or ASEAN Summit Conference. But if you want to see more action, I think it's difficult at this time. What the ASEAN government can do more? It depends on the willingness of the Burmese government. I think the military control government realized that they can't live in isolation. Sooner or later, they have to cooperate.
ပေါ့ကျွန်တော်တို့အကြံဉာဏ်ရမယ်သမ္မတအိုဘားမားအာဆီယံဒေသကိုလာခဲ့တယ်။လာခဲ့ပြီးတော့မှအခုအမေရိကန်တစ်သုံးပြုနေတဲ့မြန်မာနိုင်ငံကိုထိပိဆက်ဆံတဲ့ engage လုပ်တယ်။တစ်ချိန်တည်းမှာပဲ sanction ဆိုတဲ့စီးပွားရေးကိစ္စတွေနဲ့ထားမယ်။အဲ့ဒီကိစ္စမှာအာဆီယံနိုင်ငံတွေကပူးပေါင်းဆောင်ရွက်ပါဆိုပြီးဖိတ်ခေါ်သွားတယ်။အဲ့ဒီဖိတ်ခေါ်သွားတဲ့ပုံမှာဒီအာဆီယံအနေနဲ့ဘယ်လိုဘောထားပြောထားတယ်လဲအဲ့ဒီပုံပူးပေါင်းတယ်ကွာ။တကယ်လို့ပူးပေါင်းမယ်ဆိုရင်အာဆီယံအရင်ကမလုပ်ခဲ့ဘူးတဲ့ပြည်ထောင်ခမှုတွေလောက်လာမယ်ဒီထားတွေပေါ်ပေါက်တယ်။အဲ့ဒီခံပြီးမှာတော့လုပ်ဖို့စဉ်းစားရှိတယ်လား။ဒီတဲ့ခါကျတော့ဘယ်လိုပဲပါဘူးလေ။ချုပ်ပြောတယ်။ဘာကြောင့်လဲဆိုတော့အများအား constructive engagement ဆိုတဲ့အပြုသဘောဆက်ဆံရေးပဲလုပ်လာနေရတဲ့နိုင်ငံတွေဖြစ်တယ်။ဒေသတွင်းနိုင်ငံတွေဖြစ်တယ်။ဘာမှသိပြီးတော့မှမြန်မာနိုင်ငံမှာသုံးအားပေးနေတဲ့အနေအထားမရှိဘူး။အဲ့ဒါလည်းသိပြီးပြောပါဘူးလေ။ဒါပေမဲ့ဘာပဲဖြစ်ဖြစ်အားလုံးနိုင်ငံပေါင်းစုံကဂျပန်တို့အာဆီယံတို့အမေရိကန်တို့စိုက်နိုင်ငံတွေပေါင်းပြီးတော့ဒီအာဆီယံနိုင်ငံတွေကိုသုံးအားပေးသွားမယ်ဗမာဆိုတော့သုံးအားပေးသွားမယ်ဆိုတော့တို့ပြပြလာလိမ့်မယ်။